Darkness falls into roars. Old films you blocked. Hollow wars from the crypt. Tales arise. Yorkshire keep. Cursed night skies. Friday night, fears embrace. Eyes wide, arms race. Grotesque fast, shadows near. Appointed with fear, disappear. Specters haunt, screams at night. Vicious screams, endless fright. Legends told, torn to shreds. Your psyche, waking dead. Friday night, fears embrace. Eyes wide, arms race. Grotesque fast, shadows near. Appointed with fear. Disappear, disappear. Specters haunt, screams ignite. Vicious screams, endless fright. Legends told. Friday night, fears embrace. Eyes wide, hearts race. Grotesque past, shadows near. Appointed with fear. Disappear, disappear. Fears embrace. Eyes wide, hearts race. Grotesque past, shadows near. Appointed with fear. Disappear, disappear. Disappear. Evil laughs, bloody might, old and new, pure terror sight keeps with you. Truth unveils, endless dread, no veil. Friday night, fears embrace. Eyes wide, arms race. Grotesque past, shadows near. Appointed with fear. Disappear, disappear. Disappear. Let be God, but we must do you. Dot. Oh, there. Free. Phil.
Hey up, it's Steve, the old Yorkshire geek, and welcome to episode 100. I can't even say it. 137, 13 to 7. A Friday night appointment with Fear. It's Friday the 13th. And Quest is here saying, Happy Friday the 13th. Lots of knives and a thumbs down. Who's going to kill me? And Justin's here as well saying, hello everyone. Hello, Justin. Yes, we're doing, because it's Friday the 13th, we're doing another Friday the 13th film. Which is Friday the 13th, part 3, 3D. Except we're not doing the 3D bit. But I'd realised today, I put the Blu-ray in to watch, and it does have the 3D version, but you don't get 3D glasses with this. I've got these. These are from My Bloody Valentine Blu-ray. But anyway, I don't know if they'll work, so I might give that a go later. The 3D version. I'm sure it's poo. There is, on YouTube, there are some 3D clips from this film that you can try. So I'll show you them now. Before we get going, I shall add this to the screen. There it is. 3D clips, as you can see. I won't play them. Well, I will show bits of them. There we go. Because I'll get a copyright claim, won't I? They don't really work. I don't know if these are just the wrong colour glasses. I don't know. Sometimes they're green and red, sometimes they're blue and red. I don't know. But anyway, so it doesn't really work for me. Maybe it's my eyes that are stupid. I don't know. But anyway, I will put the link for that somewhere. I'll try and remember it for that playlist. I'll pop it in the chat for now and try and remember it. Pop it in the description later. Oh, press the no, I thought I pressed the wrong button then. Oh, and Justin has sent me a $1.49 super sticker, but I can't make out what it is. What is it? Let's have a look, see if it tells us. Oh, it doesn't tell us what it is. I can't make out. Is it a bottle or I don't know what it is. Anyway. Thank you very much. That's amazing. That's amazing. And he also says, hang on, where are we? There we go. The best Friday the 13th, Jason versus the Scooby-Doo gang. That a bit out. It is a lot of fun, is this one. I do like this one. It's not my favourite, though. But anywho. Like a salt shaker, I guess. Is that what it was? Oh, right. Okie dokie. To toss over my shoulder for good luck. Anywho, so there we go. Anyway, so give these clips a whirl if you've got some of these glasses like this. It doesn't work for me, but let's try that intermission 3D one. See if that one works. No, they're rubbish, are these? I'm guessing that maybe they're the wrong colour. I don't know, but anyway, or maybe it's just my eyes that are stupid. Anywho, right. So before we start, don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. Right, let's check the platforms. We're live on YouTube. Yes, we are. We're live on Rumble. Yes, we are. And we should be live on Twitch. Yes, we are. Don't know why I keep doing Twitch. Force of habit. Quest says, only the active 3D works for me. Yeah. Pretty much for me too. But I don't have a 3D telly anymore. My son's claimed it and he won't give me it back. I want it back for my bedroom. Because 3D tellies, you can't get them now, can you? Unless you want to pay like £80 billion for one. But anyway. Anywho. Where were we? Description. Explore the description. Where's my finger? It's there. Explore the description for links for stuff such as merch, my books. Here they are. Silent Predator, short horror novella about genetically engineered big cats eating people in the North Yorkshire village. Mercury Rapids, light-hearted sci-fi action adventure about UFOs and stuff. They're on Amazon, Kindle and paperback. Give them a whirl. You might like them, you might not, but can't please everyone. Justin says, love the opening song like a dance party. A horrific dance party where we're all doing the Thriller dance. All the time warp. Anyway. It's really warm. My nose is all sweaty and my glasses are sliding down my nose. It's doing me head in. I've got my little air conditioning unit on here blowing cool air at me, but it's not doing a very good job. Anywho. What else? Become a member, and then you get early access videos and exclusive videos and stuff like that. And what else? And super chats and super thanks. They're greatly appreciated. Or super stickers, even. I keep forgetting about super stickers, but which is super duper. Right, so is that it? Right, so Friday the 13th. I'm sure I've forgotten something. Friday the 13th, Part 3, 3D. But we're not watching the 3D version. From 1982, directed by Steve Miner, who directed the previous episode, Part 2. A whole new raft of characters and actors, and some chap called, I've forgotten his name, I've forgotten his name, who plays Jason. Richard Brooker plays Jason in this film. Oh, pardon me. Who's a British chap, which I didn't know. Former trapeze artist, who's most famous for being the first Jason to wear the hockey mask. But anyway, Justin says, I was born 7 days after the movie was released in 1982. I was born August 20th. All right. You're a young'un. How old were I in 1982? I was 15 in 1982. What am I doing? What have I done that for? Where were we? Directed by Steve Miner. It stars loads of people you've never heard of. I don't think there's any famous people in this one. Like, in the others we've had Kevin Bacon. Well, people who become famous, like Kevin Bacon and that. But I don't think there's any famous ones in this. I could be wrong. But, and Frank, not Frank, Harry Manfredini returns to do the music, and for the opening theme, like the disco thing, is helped by Michael Zager. We'll see when we get there. Had a budget of $2.2 million and a box office of $36 million, so it did amazing. So there we go. Right, is that it? Yeah, we'll get on with it, shall we? Obviously, we're not going to just watch the film, because YouTube will go mental. Let's let me get rid of that. Hang on, bear with me. I forgot to sort stuff out. I've had bags of time, because I've just been sat twiddling my thumbs, and because I've been sat twiddling my thumbs, I forgot to sort things out. But anyway. Right. So we're going to watch it in a series of stills. I'll try and remember the stuff I've learned from there's some nice little featurettes on the Blu-ray, but no commentary, which is poo. Anyway. Speaking of commentaries, I haven't done one for a while. I haven't had chance to do any of these audio commentaries that are put up for members only. I will get round to doing some more. Anyway, right, so off we go. I shall pop myself down in the corner and we shall start having a look at this flick as we go. Where are we? There we go. Is that the right one, or is it that one? No, it's that one. I can never remember which one it is. Right, okie dokie. Add it to the thingy-mabob. And off we jolly well go. Quest says, I love these movies. He says, yes, so do I. So do I. Right, here we go. Is it going to come on? Yes, there we go. It's a good old Paramount logo. A studio horror film, which I think in particular... In this film, I think in pretty much all of the movies, I'm tripping over my tongue, obviously. In pretty much all of the Friday the 13th movies, they do have to be cut down, and I don't know if it's because of the studio or the censors. They keep blaming the censors, but I think it's partly the studio don't want overtly gory films in their catalogue. Like a big studio like Paramount, so they keep taking all the amazing gore out, all the worst of it, because they don't want an X rating. Anyway, off we go. Paramount, Gulf and Western Company. Were that like an oil company or something? I don't know. Right, Paramount presents Steve Miner film. Right, we begin. Quite a hefty chunk of exposition, really. We've seen the last part of part 2 for some reason. I don't know, because it doesn't. I suppose it does. This film carries on like the day after. So it's happening on Saturday the 14th, I'm guessing, But there were a film called that one, there with Richard Benjamin in, which I've seen once. That's if part 2 did take place on Friday the 13th. I don't actually know if these films actually take place on Friday the 13th, do they? I can't remember. Anyway. So we've seen the last part of part 2. There she is. Ginny Fields is the character. Amy Steele. It's a cool name, isn't it? Is playing her. So she's being attacked by Jason. This is where she sees Mummy's head. Hang on, where is it? There it is. Pamela Voorhees' head on the thingamabob there. Because remember, she got her head chopped off at the end of the first one. Justin says, censored mainly, but studio a bit. After part 4 and 5, the movies were really butch. Yes, there were. There were, I think part 6 were really, chopped down, wasn't it? Because there was a scene with like a, not like a lawnmower, like a strimmer or something. There was some really gory bit that they cut out, which is, and they didn't keep the footage, did they? All that were left were like video clips, really low quality video footage of it, which is annoying. Anyway, forgot to mute it. Anyway, so she puts on Mummy's jumper and speaks to Jason. Hello, Jason, I'm your mummy, and all that. And he falls for it because he's dopey. There she is. They get Betsy Palmer back in to do Pamela. But he don't fall for it. It does for a bit, but then he sees the head there, and then so a bit more action. This guy comes in to save the day, and they go running out. She gets Jason with a big machete. She's going to get Jason. There we go. She gets Jason with a big machete in like jerky slow motion. You see a lot of filmmakers do this weird jerky slow motion thing, and I've heard other reviewers complain about it. But I'm thinking it must be a film school thing. That they learn in film school you've got to have this jerky slow motion because it adds drama or something. I don't really know. But anyway. Justin saying, Ginny and Paul survived this. Confirmed Paul survived. Part 7 was butchered the worst. I'm trying to think now. Which were part 7? Part 6 were Jason Lives. Part 7... can't remember. Part 8 were Jason Takes Manhattan. Which were part 7? I'm blanking. Oh, I've got them here, haven't I? Oh, just look. I've got the bloody set here. The writing's too small. Where's my magnifying glass? Got a magnifying glass in here. You'll know when you get to my age, you lot. Where the hell have I put it? It's not there. Oh, it's there. There we go. You'll know when you get to my age. Jason Lives. Oh, the New Blood. Can't remember what happens in that one. What happens in that? The New Blood. I can't remember that one. And then Jason Takes Manhattan. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yes, the girl was like Carrie. Yes, I remember now, yes. It's all coming back to me now. Yes. It's like two houses next to each other on the lake, isn't there? And one full of teens having sex to be killed, and the other one with Carrie, essentially, and Firestarter. She's like all that rolled into one, isn't she? Yes, I remember now. Thank you, Justin. Anyway, where were we? Oh, yes, she's doing the jerky slow motion, and she stabs Jason in the shoulder. And then it ends. This clip ends here. They run out. Safe. But then we see Jason moving, like shuffling off, and then it ends. But in the film, there were another scene, wasn't there, where he comes bursting through the window and all that stuff. I can't really remember how it ends. I forgot. We did it a while ago, didn't we? But anyway, there we go. We get the cool disco music. Probably got a copyright claim now. Paul, during the end of 2, she was like, where's Paul? Yes, she was when she was stretching her out or something. But anyway, I think in this, they says she's the only survivor, I think. No, it like appears on the news, doesn't it, I think? Have I put subtitles on? Just let me check. Yes, they should be there. Anyway. So it's a cool 3D. It's all coming out. Hang on, where are we? It's all coming out of the screen at us in 3D. No, it ain't. Anyway. Do. Apparently this was Paramount's first 3D film for 28 years. They hadn't done one since 1954, something like that. A film called Odysseus or something. I don't know. I looked it up. Justin says everyone party. Yes, with that music, proper party music, isn't it? Anyway, right, so we begin. We're on Crystal Lake. There we go, because it says there, big blooming letters there, Crystal Lake. Because it were filmed in 3D, it were filmed with like Ariflex cameras. There were new cameras at the time, which were quite small, apparently, and lightweight. But they stuck them on these big boom arms so they could do all this glidey panning and all that stuff. But to design a new rig for the 3D adapter to put on the lens. But because it was shot in 3D, it's not like modern 3D. It's like, say, it's that other that two-colour 3D. It kind of has this weird, I don't know, this weird soft focus. The centre of the frame is sharp, but towards the edges it kind of goes out of focus a little bit, and everything seems to have a bit of a glow to it. It's this weird thing. It's kind of cool actually, but anyway. Right, so there's a shop. It's a shop, a Crystal Lake, I don't know, general store or whatever. And there's some washing on the line, and I don't know the names of these characters. Do they have names? Let's have a look, see if we can find it. See if I find if they have names. Hang on. Does it say in the plot? Harold and his wife Edna. There we go. Who are they played by? Harold and Edna. Edna is Sherry Morgans, and Harold, where the hell is it? Is Steve Suskind. So there we go. I don't believe they said she was sole survivor, but she survived repeated attacks. Can't remember. When we get to that bit, we'll have a listen. There she's shouting and bawling at her husband. Oh, here we go. Man talking on TV. Let's have a listen.
The quiet little community of Crystal Lake was shocked today with reports of a grisly mass murder scene.
I've got to pause it because we'll get a copyright claim. 8 corpses have been discovered in what has already been called. They're going to say police did no comment. Blah 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 blah. Brutality. There we go. Ginny Field miraculously survived repeated attacks. Yes, you're right. By the axe-wielding killer. But he doesn't say where's Paul. Like I said, she was saying that on the stretcher once it's taken to hospital. But anyway, that's the last we see of her. Anyway, but we'll say they survived. Paul's out there somewhere, probably running for his life. I don't know. He'll meet her at the hospital, I imagine. Justin says, sorry, just a big fan of this film. No need to be sorry, mate. No need to be sorry. Carry on. Did I mute that? I'll mute it again. There you go. Anywho, right, so she looks out again, and I think we get a first glimpse of Jason. Because a hubby, hang on, is he coming out yet? Hang on, have we missed a hubby? Because he's out there somewhere. Let's go back again. All right, here he is, because he done the first 3D bit of the film. Are you ready? Get ready to duck. Pardon me. He's putting the prop back under the washing. Here we go. Look, it's 3D. Look, it's coming out at you. Ah, put your glasses on. Look, 3D glasses. Ah. Oh, God. There's a lot of that in this film. Anyway. Right, so she looks out again. She hears another noise. He's buggered off. She hears another noise. She thinks it's Harold, but it's not, because she sees... hang on, I've missed it again. She sees a figure moving through the washing. I think we get a glimpse of his face. Let me go through it a frame at a time. Do we? Do we get a glimpse of his face before it cuts away? Are you ready? We get a look at Jason, look. Now, apparently, Thank you, Justin. Another $2 super chat. Thanks for doing this film, brother. Don't mention it. It's Friday the 13th. On the next Friday the 13th, we'll do part 4. Which is the final chapter, isn't it? Anyway, so we get a quick look at Jason's face there, although you can't really make it out. But apparently, this is the Stan Winston mask, which never got used officially in the film. The Stan Winston did, a face for Jason, a scary face for Jason. But they ended up not using it, and they got somebody else in. I don't know why. They just did another one for some weird reason. But apparently this is the Stan Winston. The only look we get of the Stan Winston mask, which looked pretty good. Anyway. Right, so she thinks that's Harold, and then he disappears. Because he's Michael Myers, he can just disappear when you just like glance away and look back. It can teleport, because we know he can teleport, because we saw it in part 8, didn't we? Jason Takes Manhattan, we saw that he can teleport. Anyway, out she goes, there she goes, and we get another glimpse of him. But she doesn't see him. Anyway, Harold's in the shop, basically eating everything in the shop. I'm glad I'm not a customer of theirs. He's feeding the fish and eating the fish food, and then he's eating the peanuts out of the jar, putting them back on the shelf. By the way, he's got a big rabbit for some reason that's in the shop with him. I have no idea why. There you go. Drinks the orange juice, puts it back. We saw that in another film, didn't we? What? The Fog. We saw somebody did that in The Fog, didn't they, at the beginning of that film? John Carpenter's The Fog. Took a swig of orange juice and put it back on the shelf. That's why you should always check to make sure the cap, is unbroken. Anyway. Stan's face was scary from what I've seen. The Jason face, not Stan's face. Stan's Jason face. The late great Stan Winston, and I'm still angry that they don't call it Stan Winston Studios anymore. You'd think they would, wouldn't you? It's called Legacy now, isn't it? Legacy Studios. Why do they call it Stan Winston Studios? In his honour. Maybe it was in his will for him to change the name. I don't know. But anyway, there he is, supping the fresh orange juice. It does look nice, I must admit. And he's eating the donuts as well. She comes out, plays pop with him. Anyway. So, right, he's putting the rabbit back. And then we find out that his other rabbits that are in these cages are all dead. And we think, has Jason killed the rabbits? But I don't think he has, because there's a blooming snake in. There we go. A snake on a wire. You can see the wire as it comes out. Anyway, screams and runs out. So did that snake kill the rabbits? I imagine it did. Yes, the Jason face. So he screams and runs out, and then goes to the toilet. He goes running to that's what she's saying. It's all that crap you've been stuffing yourself with. And then he's sat on the toilet with the most disgusting noises. It's actually real noises, isn't it? But it actually sounds like. Are you ready? I'm going to play it because it's bloody disgusting. But what's worse is coming up. Anyway, sat there having a dump, supping on some. I think it's Jack Daniels. I think it looks like Jack Daniels, doesn't it? Supping on some Jack Daniels. He can't help himself. He's always eating and drinking, isn't he? But anyway, he just gets up. Look, he just gets up. He hears a noise. Just gets up, pulls his kecks up. What's up with wiping your ass, mate? You're disgusting. You're disgusting. And I didn't see him use a bidet. But it just gets up, stinking her shit. Sorry, I'm swearing. It got me angry, this, but I hate it in films where they're sat at toilet, and we know he's done something. We're going to bloody hear it, plopping and farting. He just pulls his undies up. Anyway, he's going to get got now by Jason. There we go. In a minute, I think he does. So he's looking around, he's hearing noises. There we go. Gets got by Jason with a chopper. Not a chopper, what do they call them? Thingamabob. Cleaver, that's it. A cleaver in the chest. By the way, Tom Savini again, he didn't return for the second film. Remember, Tom Savini did the makeup effects for the first film. He didn't return for the second film, or this one, but it does have an appearance in it, and I hope I don't skip over it. But anyway, she comes out looking for him, and she's going to get got in a minute. Not quite yet. She sees a rat. There it is. A 3D rat look coming out at us. 3D. Anyway. Windgrace is here. The real horror. Yes, pulling your kecks up without wiping your bum. Because Justin knows. We all know. Anyway. And then she's going to get got as well. There we go. Oh my! Because earlier on she said she was doing some knitting and she lost a knitting needle. She says, "Where's that needle gone?" We find out now. It's there. It's getting shoved through her head by Jason. So that's his first two victims. Poor Edna and Harold, the shop owners, have expired, unfortunately. Anyway, there we go. I'm getting the next morning. We've got somebody playing baseball in 3D, and we're meeting our group of young adults on their way to Camp Crystal Lake. Here they are. Don't ask me. The only one name I can remember is Shelley, who plays the annoying. Is the annoying kid who's always doing the practical jokes. But anyway. Justice says, from what I've seen, they never asked Tom to return until part 4. It was probably too expensive for him. I'm not a fan of Tom. I'm a fan of Tom Savini's work. I'm not a fan of Tom Savini, the man. I met him at a convention once. It wasn't very nice, but it was as though it were all a bit of a an inconvenience for him meeting the fans and stuff. So I didn't like him. I don't like Tom. Tom, I don't like you. So there. Anyway, not that he's watching. Anyway, there we go. What would a weekend in the country be without sex? I don't know. Tell me. I don't know. There's Shelley in the background. Like I say, he's always pretending to do these murder stuff. There we go. He pretends to stab whoever that is in the back. Anyway, so there we go. We learn he's a practical joker. Right, so anyway, off they go. Oh, I said, yeah, van's on fire. But it turns out they've got a couple of pot heads in there. So here they go. So off they go, heading for Camp Crystal Lake, sharing the drugs. But then police cars arrive behind them, so they all panic and start eating it. Would that make you violently ill? I don't know, but they start eating it. But then the police cars just drive straight past, so they've just eaten all their pot. And the reason the police cars were going is because of what's happened at the Crystal Lake General Store. There you go, they see what's going on there. And then poor dead rabbit. Is that the rabbit he had earlier on, or is it a hare? I don't know. Looks like a hare, doesn't it? Anyway. Anywho. And they nearly run some chap over out in the road. They didn't have a Crazy Ralph anymore. Remember, he got killed in the second film. So they had to just invent another one. Does he have a name? I don't know. Let's have a look. Does it tell us? Abel. Is it? I think it's Abel. Yes, it is. A man named Abel who wants them to turn back. By the way, the kids are called Chris Higgins, who is the main character. A she, but not Christopher. I presume it's Christine. Who else is that? With Debbie, boyfriend Andy, prankster Shelley, his blind date Vera, who does not reciprocate his feelings. He keeps asking her, but she doesn't want to know. And stoners Chuck and Chili. And then they're running into this fella who's called Abel. Right. And then when they get there, they're going to meet Rake. Anywho, sorry, Justin, I've missed your chats here, haven't I? Where were we? This was the first one of 13th, done in California. Yes, it was mostly filmed in California. There was some done in New Jersey. Oh, it says here, The Store were filmed in Vernon, New Jersey. What store? I don't know. Because it says there's another store here, the Hockett Store, was filmed in California. So I've no idea. Anyway. Debbie, my favourite Friday victim, she got it worse than any victim. She was pregnant. trying to remember now. What happens to him? I've only just bloody watched it and I already can't remember. Made me sad. Trying to remember now what happened to him. We'll get to it, won't we? We'll get to it. Anyway, they nearly run this fella over who's asleep in the road, called Abel. He's the new Crazy Ralph. Oh, by the way, I love skiing, so did they go skiing as well, obviously. Oh, ski something? Don't know what that says. Ski bunny, I think that says, doesn't it? Anyway. He gets up, and this is where he's got his 3D eyeball in his hand. That's an eyeball. And he says, oh, you're all gonna die, and all that stuff. Go back from whence ye came. And he shows us the eyeball in 3D. Is it? And he says he found it along with some other body parts. So is that supposed to be a human eyeball? You know, what Jason's left over. I'm guessing it's supposed to be. It probably isn't real. It's probably a sheep's eye or something, isn't it? Anyway, so off they go. Going over the rickety bridge, which we'll get back to. That's Chekhov's rickety bridge. And they get to the. It's a house that Chris's family own. They get there. We see somebody's watching them. We're supposed to think that's suspicious, by the way, that somebody's watching them. I don't know, but it isn't. They can't wait. They're off to Skinny Dip. But she's going to go into the house. Right, so in she goes. Oh, the door's open. So it's like, hello. Oh, pardon me. She would not eat the pot. Yes, she says, we're pregnant, yes. I can't believe that kill got in because of that. I'm trying to remember how she died. I can't remember. We'll get to it, won't we? We'll get to it. I can remember all the others. All the others are flashing in my mind, apart from hers for some reason. Is blanking me. Anyway, look, a jump scare, but it turns out it's Vake, the worst actor in the universe. If you think I'm boring, you think I've got a boring, droning voice, so listen to this bugger. Did I do
something wrong? Did I?
Did I? Okay. Like that all the way through the film. It's bloody awful. But anyway, so where we learned that they're in some sort of long-term, long-distance relationship where they don't see each other for a long time, and obviously he's got the hots for her, which is understandable because she's very pretty. But with lovely hair. I like her hair for some reason. But anyway. Right, so look, piggyback ride, yay! So they're all having fun. And there's Shelley being miserable because he don't want to go skinny dipping with them. So they were going skinny dipping. He doesn't have a skinny dipping body, but he does go swimming later. We learn, but in a wetsuit. He's got a wetsuiting body apparently. But anyway, right. So is she gonna see somebody now? Did she see somebody? I can't remember. Oh, yes, she sees the barn door flapping open. Is somebody in there? Vicky and Chris were both bad. She's not too bad as Chris, but Rick is proper boring. Apparently, all this were built for it's not existing buildings that were there. These were all built for the film, even the lake. Were all made for the film. The barn and the house and the lake. And apparently they didn't do the lake properly, and all the water just soaked into the ground. So anyway. Right, so here we go. There we go. Oh, she's saying this was my room. So this is can't remember her name. She's played by Tracy Savage, Debbie. Oh, I think that's Debbie. Yeah, played by Tracy Savage, who is the hot girl of the film. We see her boobs later. I'll have to be quick, won't I? The cabin that this was filmed at burned down maybe 10 years ago. Oh, did they keep it up? Did they keep it up there? Fair enough. But that's it. This is according to IMDb anyway. It were all constructed for this film, apparently. We learned that she says this was my room with a hammock in. She says, "Where's the bed?" And there it is. You got a hammock. It's a big hammock, but anyway. I think I have another room with a bed in. Obviously not. Right, now getting hay in. I said, why have you got this hay? You haven't got any horses. And he said, my dad keeps getting hay in every year, saying we're going to get a horse, but he never does. So they just keep getting more and more hay. I don't know. But luckily they do have some hay for later. We had Chekhov's bridge, now we've got Chekhov's hay. And there's Rake being all muscly and tough, but boring. No, he's talking away, not looking, he doesn't realise. Look, he's pulling her up. Hey. And then he just lets her drop, and she could have died. Look, he just lets her go, because they're all having fun. He lets her go, and luckily the big pulley part didn't just fall on her head and kill her instantly. Dead thick. Anyway, and it's also got a spiral staircase just to add to the creepiness of the mood. And everybody seems to walk down it really, really carefully, including Jason. But a bit rickety, I don't know. But they all seem to go down it really gingerly, as we'll see later. Right, so what's she doing here? She's hearing noises upstairs, so she goes to investigate. And it's Shelley. I keep wanting to call him Kelly for some reason. It's Shelley bloody pretending he's got an axe in his head. But he hasn't really, he's just joking. As I said, it's his pranks that he does, and does it just for the attention, because he's not particularly attractive. By the way, the fellow that plays him wanted to be an actor. What's he called? I forgot his name. He's got a Z in it. Where are we? Larry Zerner. He wanted to be an actor, but his acting career never really took off, and then he became a lawyer instead. So he probably makes more money that way. But Anywho, right, so, she's going into town, is Chris. Is that Chris, or is that somebody else? No, it's another one, isn't it? We've had Debbie. Is it I don't know which is which. Anyway, one of them is going into town to get some shops, to get some food in and stuff. And so he wants to go with her, does Shelley. Which one's that one? Justin, which one's this one? I can't remember which she is. Anyway, so he goes. Right, they're going in Vicks VW Beetle. There's Chris. Out for a walk in the countryside with I forgot her name already. Debbie. So we've got Chris, Debbie. What else is there? We've got Chili, who's with the pothead. Who's the other one? Oh, Vera. Is it Vera he's gone with? It must be. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. They're moaning about Shelley and his sixth sense of humour. Oh, is it Vera? I can't keep up with them. Who cares? Vera is Shelley's blind date, isn't she? But she don't want anything to do with him. She likes him, but his pranks annoy her. But they're talking about Shelley, his way of getting attention, but because they say, he doesn't know what happened to you, and we learn what happened to Chris later. She had an encounter with Jason and survived somehow. I don't know, it doesn't really go into it, but anyway. Right, they're at the store. Is this the store from Earl? Is this the Edna and Harold store, and somebody else has just stepped in and is running it? Or is this a completely different store? I'm not entirely sure, but I'm guessing it's the same one. I don't know. But anyway, so I'm sure it says 1850 there, and I'm sure she said, when I watched it earlier on the Blu-ray, I'm sure she said something. Hang on, I'm going to listen to the dialogue. I'm sure she said 28 or something.
That'll be $18.50.
Oh, no, she does. I'm sure on the Blu-ray she said something else. Anyway, never mind. I'm probably wrong. I'm having another Mandela effect. Anywho, so she's run out of money apparently, or she's forgotten her money, so she says to Shelley, it's a good job he went, isn't it, really? I need some money. Windgrace is looking at all these comics. What's happening on here? Use love to cure illness, it says there. Or is it some other stuff? Fair enough. This might be the one in New Jersey, maybe. I don't know. Can't read any of the headlines. But I bet Windgrace has got all of these comics. Bet he has. Master of Kung Fu. Is that Shang-Chi? I don't know. Anyway, he's looking at some magazines. Is it a girly magazine? I'm not entirely sure. What is it? Yes, it is. Club magazine, by the look of it. Anyway, so he's going to throw in 3D. He's going to throw his wallet to Vera in 3D. Look, apparently a lot of these 3D shots they had to do loads of times to get they had to have the object going straight into camera, or the 3D effect didn't work. So they had to do it loads of times until they got the shot they liked. But anyway, this is where we meet the biker gang. There's Fox. There she is. And here's the other two. Can't remember the names. Hang on, I'll tell you if I can remember. Loco and... I don't know. Ali, maybe? Don't know. No, I don't think it is. I don't know. Hang on, where are we? Chuck? I can't remember. Maybe it'll tell us. 8 Like That Ghosts. Oh, there, that one there. That says Joey on. Have you got that one? Anyway, here they are, causing their trouble. They think they're going to rob them, but they don't. I think they're just having a bit of fun. So I don't think that they're particularly bad people, this biker gang. They're just, being a bit naughty. I don't think they're murderers or out like that. But they don't steal the money or anything. And, they come out of it unscathed. But anyway... out they go, they get the shopping, they go in, get in the car, out comes whoever he is, whatever his name is, I can't remember. Shelley said, Vera says, Shelley, you drive. So he gets in, he drives, and reverses into their bikes. Because he's a knobhead, basically. And then he pulls forward again, and why did they just run him over, or just keep going? But no, they stop. And then he smiles at them and then starts smashing their windows. And then the drive off. Not very good safety glass, is it? I thought it was supposed to be all that are just shattered, but I don't know. But anyway, they drive away. But then he says, it went too far. And he does like a handbrake turn. And he goes and nearly runs him over. There we go. Shelley gets all brave and runs over their bikes again. And then they drive off. He says, oh, I'll get you. Anyway, there we go. Oh, you ain't getting away with this. God damn it, I'm going to get you, sucker. That's what he's saying. Anywho, but they don't get him. They have a plan, but it's not that bad, really. But anyway. Right, meanwhile, Debbie is... I say, very nice. She's sunbathing. It doesn't look very sunny, does it? It looks a bit overcast, but never mind. Chili and whatever these called. I can't really remember. Is he Chuck? Is it Chili and Chuck? Yes, I think it is. So who's the fella? The biker chap? I have no idea. I have no idea. Maybe he's Ali. I don't know. Anyway. Right, so it looked at her enough. A bit more 3D with a yo-yo. Look, he's doing a yo-yo to Debbie. Just cost for. They come back, what's happened to your car? We got into trouble with the biker gang, but Shelley showed them. Anyway, so Rake comes out. What's happened to my car? Anyway, so they're going to go and presume get the car seen to, because they're good driving off. But then we see somebody's in the barn. Who's watching them from the barn? Who could that be? As he closes the door. Yes, I don't know. But anyway, they're off for a swim. She goes get some out of the van. There she is. Is Debbie getting something out of the van? We saw some feet under the van. I thought, who is that? Oh, it's him. I forgot his name already. I've just bloody looked it up. Loco. They're gonna siphon all the petrol out of the van. That's what they're doing. Look, it's basically just stealing their petrol, and that's about it. She's called Fox. She's gonna go look in the barn. She thinks it's cool. There you go. She's having fun in the barn. But she's going to come a cropper soon because she hears noises. Oh, well, she nearly falls on that pitchfork. Didn't do a very good 3D job with that one, did they? That was just asking to be 3D'd, wasn't it? But anyway, never mind. But she hears a noise upstairs. Anyway, so they're going to go in the barn. Were they going to burn it down or were they just stealing it? I don't know. But anyway, in they go. He hears a noise, but he sees that we find out that Fox, there she is, has been got by Jason in 3D, obviously, as he turns round. There we go. In 3D, look, with a pitchfork through the neck. And now he's going to get got by Jason. Here we go. Turns round, and Jason gets him with another pitchfork. Lots of pitchforks, haven't there, in this barn? So that's the end of Fox and... I forgot his name already. Loco. Anyway, here comes the other fella. I don't know his name. Sure they mentioned his name earlier on. I'm going to have to go back. Fox Loco, yeah. I'm sure they mentioned his name earlier. See if we we'll get off that thing. And I'm sure they say something. Sure they mention his name. Are they going to mention his name? They're not going to mention his name. I'm sure they mentioned his name. It's Ali, right? We got there. It's Ali. Ali is obviously the leader. Anyway, so them two get killed. Bah, 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 bah. He goes in saying, "What's going on with you lot?" And then Loco's body falls on him. What's going on? And he's going to get into a fight with Jason, which doesn't last long. And Jason just batters him, we think, to death. But it's not. It's going to be like Halloween, Resurrection. He's going to do a Buster Rhymes at the end. But it doesn't say, Happy Friday the 13th, MF. It doesn't say that, which he should have done. Because it's not Friday the 13th, I don't think. But anyway. Right, so Jason's now watching Debbie and whoever the fella she's with, I don't know. I don't know where these are now. They're by some, I don't know, some sewer outlets we walk coming out. I don't know, they've just gone for the drive and they're stopping here. And this is where she's going to tell us all about what happened to her. And, he's been boring.
Something to myself.
Hang on.
I don't know. I mean, I don't see you for months on end. Then when I do, you put this barrier up between us.
He's actually not doing too bad there. I picked like one of his good acting bits. Anyway, so they're having a little chat by a sewer outlet. Meanwhile, Chuck and Chili are zonked out. And Shelley and I don't know, whoever he is, juggling apples and oranges in 3D. Look, I think they're going a bit overboard with it. It's just like Avatar, isn't it? It's just like Avatar. Anyway, so they're having fun. He keeps it. This is Vera again, isn't it? And Shelley keeps asking him out, asking her out. Why don't you like me? Yes, I do like you, just not that way. Anyway, so he's fed up because he basically wants to get his rocks off with Vera, and who can blame him? But she's obviously not wanting any of it. It's probably why I became a lawyer and not an actor. Anyway, Debbie and her boyfriend. I still can't. What the hell are the names? I'm gonna have to look it up again. Debbie and Andy. It's Debbie and Andy. And Chris and Vic, and Shelley and Vera. Was it Debbie who's pregnant? Oh, right. It's Debbie who's pregnant, right. And Chuck and Chili, right. Are we dead? I don't know. Are we still going? Let's make sure we're still going. according to this we are. According to that we are. We're still going on Rumble as well. And we're still going on Thingamabob. Anywho, where were we? Yeah, we still are going. Right. Got me worried then. I thought something had happened. Right, so Debbie and, I forgot his name already, Andy, are going to start doing it in the hammock. So there we go. So off they go. Meanwhile, she's going to tell all about her encounter with Jason at some point in her, I don't know when it was, but she looked just like she is now, so it wasn't that long ago. But anyway, so there we go. She ran out the door into the woods. What did she say? She had a row with the parents or whatever. She ran out into the woods, and then she encountered Jason. There you go. She's having a sit out under the woods, and then Jason comes out. He's grotesque, and he attacks and drags her off. There he is. Is that the Stan Winston mask again? I don't know, but drags her off, and she's been all actory. She's been all, you know, and he pulled me down on the ground. She's just telling him, and I'm sure he knows all this, but anyway. I bet this was her audition script. But drags her off, and then she wakes up there we go, in my own bed. Was it all a dream? Obviously not. But why didn't he kill her? I don't know. Yes, worse acting by Chris here. Yes, it's very soap opera, isn't it? It's very Days of Our Lives and all that stuff. But yeah, as if the whole thing never happened, but it did. Anyway. Never forget that horrible face. Oh man, they said, look, that I was watching it, and a noise, the car makes a noise, something happens. What is it? Let's have a listen.
What's that?
It didn't do anything. They just looked around, it's the car, and I went, it's Herbie the love bug. But I don't know, it says it's the battery or something. I never heard a noise. But anyway. Right, so Chuck is going out somewhere. Oh, he's going to the little boy's room, which is out 10 miles in the middle of the woods. So here he goes. Don't think we're going to hear any plopping. And then she's looking around. Obviously, he's smoking a joint. Is he going to get got now? I can't actually remember. No, it runs into Chili. By the way, he's really good at tidying up after himself, isn't he, Jason, in this film? He never leaves the bodies where he's killed. Well, I don't think he does. I think he's hung them all in this tree. There's a big tree outside the house, and I think he's hung them all up there, I think, because one of them falls out later. Anyway, they've obviously heard the noise, and but you know, nothing happens. Meanwhile, is that Vera? Yes, Vera's... oh my! Something gets her. Something comes out of the lake. There we go. And grabs her. Ah! Oh, I forgot to mute it. Didn't I? And grabs her, and she gets out. But it's Shelley joking about again with a spear gun and a hockey mask. We see he's got a hockey mask on. There it is. The hockey mask, because it's just, where is it? There. Look. But he says, you know, you do these stupid... He says, why don't you like me? She says, I do like you, but you keep doing these stupid things. Anyway, there you go. I do like you, but not when you act like a joik. Anyway, so he goes off in a huff, and she goes off in a huff. And somehow he's dropped his wallet. I don't know where he had that, but because he's got a wetsuit on. But anyway, he goes off, wandering off, look, into the barn. Probably hears a noise there with Chuck and Chili. And we don't see what happens to... well, we learn what's happened to Shelley, but we don't see him get got. He just goes into the barn. And anyway, there you go. She's got... Somehow she's got Shelley's wallet. Has she still just got it from earlier? Maybe she has. Maybe she still got it from earlier. You know, when he threw it to her in the shop. But she drops it. She sees a photo. I think it's Shelley and his parents. Does it show it? Yeah, it should be Shelley and his mum. And she accidentally drops it into the water. So she can't get it. And she's like, oh, I've dropped it. But then here comes... At first she thinks it's Shelley, who's obviously grown 3 feet and all that. But then she's got it. Then she realises it's not Shelley. Who are you? And now she's going to get a 3D crossbow not crossbow. Harpoon. Where's Josh Temple? Harpoon thing in the eye. Here it comes. That's not funny. There we go. 3D eye thing. So that's the end of poor Vera. By the way, Shelley's staggering about, bleeding out of his neck. But we don't see that just yet. Anyway, off Jason goes. Not the last time Jason will use a harpoon gun. He uses one in part 8, doesn't he? Is he using any others as well? I can't remember. Excuse me. Right, they've done the deed as Debbie and Andy. There we are. Best one yet. She says it must be the hammock. Right, she's... Ooh, I have to be quick here now, aren't I? She's having a shower. But Jason's arrived. Look, he's going up the spiral staircase. Going up's not so bad, but when they come down really carefully. As we'll see. There she goes, she's in the shower. Look, I'm going to have to be careful here, aren't I? Anyway, he arrives, does Andy. And for some reason, he's decided to start walking on his hands. Why? Don't know. He just does. Excuse me. So here he is, walking on his hands. I have no idea why. It's just for the he's going to get killed in a minute, and I think it's just for that. But it doesn't make any sense. Even in the kill is rubbish. I'm guessing it was edited down. But anyway, she's still having a shower. But she gets out. Oh, close then. There's Jason. There we go. He's gonna get Andy now. There we go. And you think, well, Jason's going to like chop him in half or something like that. There we go. All we just see is just a blood splatter. There we go. And it just drops down. I thought, well, that were a bit rubbish. But anyway. I guess he's chopped his Jimmy Riddler, hasn't he? So that's the end of Andy, unfortunately. You'd think he'd be screaming his head off, wouldn't you? Because it didn't look like a mortal blow, did it? But anyway, it does some quick tidying up. It's obviously cleaned up all the blood that's obviously just sprayed out. But that was close, wasn't it? If you weren't looking in a certain part. So she just got back in the shower, didn't she? Anyway, she's getting out properly now. And off she goes. She's looking for Andy. She's changed it. She don't want a beer anymore because they were going to go get her a beer. Were they going to carry it with his feet? I have no idea. But anyway, she's going to... Oh, there we go. She's going to read a book, a magazine. It's Fangoria she's reading in the hammock. And there we go. Tom Savine is in this film. New master of magical makeup. There we go. But they don't dwell on it. Because she goes straight over to 25 years of Godzilla. But anyway, don't ask me what that monster is. I can never remember the names of the Godzilla monsters. I don't know. Is it Megalon? I don't know. It could be. I don't know. Then some blood drips down. And the fella that did the blood effects, I can't remember the names. They were in the documentary. He says he used like 10 gallons of blood in this stuff, this fake blood. And they kept asking him, will it stain? And he says, the wardrobe people and stuff, will it stain? And he said, yes, it will. It's got red dye in it, so yes, it will stain. Whatever it touches. So he's saying, they had a hell of a job getting the stains out. Anyway, poor Debbie and baby, yes. Oh, I've remembered how she dies now, yes. It's a bit like Kevin Bacon, isn't it? But without the arrow. Anyway, so she's going to get got now, is Debbie, I think. There we go. She gets a knife through her. So there we go. Poor Debbie. And her unborn child. Anyway. You never know. Maybe she were lucky. Or maybe the baby's lucky. Maybe when they come I'm guessing next morning, all the authorities, maybe the baby's fine. Maybe they save it in my head canon. Anyway, all right. Chuck's doing some popcorn. There we go. In 3D. Some 3D popcorn. Here comes Chili. And the lights go out. So she sends him down to the cellar to check the fuses. The cellar is in another part of the woods, apparently. It's not underneath the house. I don't know. But anyway. So down he goes into the dank and manky cellar. It looks very much like the Evil Dead cellar, doesn't it? Anyway, no, Debbie. Yes, poor Debbie. She was a bit of a looker, wasn't she? And look at the big, massive USB sockets there. Anyway. So he's looking round for the fuse box. Hang on, well, is that a waffle iron? It looks like one, doesn't it? And stuffed animals, an old calendar, don't know. But he's going to find Jason in a minute. There he finds the fuse box, puts the lights back on. In comes Shelley. Chili thinks it's another gag, but it ain't. He's actually dying of a cut throat. Or slit throat, whatever. Anyway, gets the power up, but then Jason appears and gets poor Chuck. Throws him into the fuse box. Bloody hell! Have another drink. Eh dear, throws him into the fuse box, resulting in the sparks that you see on screen now. And then causing the lights. Chuck's expiration is accompanied by the lights flickering. That's his soul leaving. She thinks Shelley's joking, realises he's not, goes off screaming, goes upstairs. She's running for her life, but she's like just going, oh, look, she's being rubbish and slow. He's dead. But she comes back down again in a minute. Meanwhile, Jason goes and picks up this. Somebody decided to put the poker in the fire. Was it Vera earlier on? We saw her doing something in the fire. So was she going to do some branding or something? Because he comes and gets the poker out, and it's all red at the end. I've never done that. I've never put something in a metal thing in a fire until it's glowed red. Don't know. Anyway. I'm sure everybody else has. He's just coming back down the stairs again, really gingerly. Oh, coming down the stairs. Oh, look, I'm going to die. Oh, really terrible acting. But then here he comes, a 3D death. Hang on, he grabs hold of her, does Jason. Oh, I've missed it, haven't I? Where is it? Hang on, where are you? There we go. 3D. Apparently, he did that between 30 and 40 times. I think Richard Brooker, Richard Brooker, the fellow that played Jason, I think he said 32 takes it took before they got the shot that they liked. But just of him, not of him stabbing poor Chili, but just the motion of him going to camera with the red hot poker. 32 takes. You'd think Stanley Kubrick had made this film, wouldn't you? Anyway. So poor Chili's caught for it. And Chuck as well, down in the cellar. Anyway, yeah, they're coming back. Seems awfully quiet. Yes, everybody's dead. Yes, they are they? Everybody's dead now, apart from them two. So, they're wondering what's going on. There's the popcorn, which is all burning. He's looking around, being boring. So, he's going to go look outside. He's Vic. She's checking out the house. See, he's tidied up after himself again as Jason. It's really good at tidying up. Obviously my son can't be like a supernatural serial killer because he never tidies up after himself. So is that one of the signs? Anyway, she's looking around for Rick. She's like calling it Vic. And all I could think of were the young ones. You know, with that episode with Neil where he killed Neil, did Vic. If you watch the young ones, the BBC comedy with Rick Mayall and Adrian Edmondson and all them. And Vic kills Neil, buries him in the garden, but then he grows and we get lots of Neils and Rick's coming down the stairs and Neil's going, Vic, and then he turns around and there's another, Vic. Anyway. Chili even say dead when she died. Oh, sound like it. Maybe she did. I don't know. I'm not going back. I keep unmuting it. Anyway, yeah, Rick. But he's just round the corner, as we'll see in a minute. Hang on, I've gone past it. There we go. Jason's got hold of him. Look, holding his his mouth so he can't call out to her. So she goes back in. All right, now he's going to get his head crushed. In like, it's not the best model, is it? I bet Tom Savine is cringing when he sees this. No blood or anything. It just pops. You can see the string and everything. Oh, there is blood coming out of his mouth for some reason. But anyway, eye on a wire. Anyway, so that's the end of poor Vic. Anyway, I wonder what we're going on here. It's like there's like you can't see anything, even on the Blu-ray. You know, in like 1080p, you can't see anything. It just goes, "Oh, what's that?" I wonder what. I thought, is she running into a cobweb or something, or is it supposed to be blood? You know, from the other deaths. I don't know, but it's water. It's water apparently. We find out in a minute when she goes up the stairs, the spiral staircase. See, there's all water on the floor. There we go. From Debbie's shower. She mustn't have turned it off for some reason. I don't know. I can't remember if she turned it off. Did she just leave it running when she got out? I wasn't paying attention. Anyway. Justin says, Vic had no fighting skills. No, he didn't. He didn't have much, didn't have many acting skills either. Anyway, so there she goes, checks out the bath, and there's all these dirty clothes in. She's not turning off the water either. I will turn off the water then. She, didn't see her go to turn the tap or the whatever it is that's controlling the shower. She's just leaving it on. Just checking out these bloody clothes that's in the bath. So we're obviously going to do some washing, weren't they, with Jason? He's tidied up the bodies, and they're going to wash their clothes as well. She comes back out. I thought, has she turned off the water? We will never know. So she's going out. Vic! 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 You got to say it like that, Vic. So she goes running out. She's going into the barn now. No, she isn't. Does she see Jason here? I can't remember. Oh, no, she sees Loco. I think it's Loco. Falls out of this tree somehow. No, she turned it off. Oh, did Jason turn it back on again? Right, blame Jason for everything. It's always Jason, isn't it? So she goes running back in the house. And for some reason, is Jason supernatural yet? I don't think he gets supernatural until part 6, does he? But this house, as I said, it's got an Evil Dead cellar. It's also got Evil Dead windows and doors because they just keep blowing open for some weird reason. Like a window banging, all the windows just keep blowing open. She's got to run round for about 5 minutes shutting all the windows. The windows and doors just keep blowing open for no reason. Look, that's even blowing open the wrong way. So obviously there must have been an air vacuum or whatever that just made that window open outwards. Anyway, so she shuts that one. She's like, "What's going on?" But then Vic's gonna come into the scene. Here he comes through the window. There he is. Whee! Poor Rick with all glass on him, poor and dead. And there's Jason saying, "Look, I got your present." Chris, I had to think of a bloody name then. So he's going to chase her around the house. Oh my! She drops a library on him. Death by library. And she goes and hides in a closet. I think she finds another body here. As I said, he tidies up. Hides the bodies away. She finds somebody in here. I can't remember who. Oh, it's Debbie. Poor Debbie. So here comes Jason. He's just basically thinks he's Jack Nicholson. That's Debbie, isn't it? With his very veiny hand. What's she got? What's she found? I can't remember. She's found something. She's attacking him with it. Is it a knife? Don't know. Or is it scissors? I don't know. She's picked something up and I didn't know what it was. Justin says, well, he kind of is supernatural at this point, but 6 was the full turn into zombie Jason. Yes, it was, wasn't it? I thought now he was just, a regular guy, who didn't actually die when he was a kid in the lake, but he just grew up in the woods. I thought it was just like a deformed, like a wrong turn person, a deformed redneck in the woods. But anyway, with hockey mask now. Anyway, there he goes. Oh, it's a knife. She stabs him. She stabs him in the leg, and he goes, "Oh!" So she goes running off. I see. Every window and door in the house has just blown open. She's had to shut it. And then of all the windows that she wants to open, this one won't. So she chucks a chair through it. Here we go. She chucks a chair through it. There we go. If I were Debbie, I'd say, I can't have that bedroom with the bed in it. I don't want the hammock. But anyway, there we go. She chucks the chair through it. And obviously a stunt woman dangles out of it. This part, she rips the knife from her best friend, was hard to watch. You know, I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't even realise what she'd grabbed. I'm a terrible person. Poor Debbie. Oh, pardon me. Anyway, there goes. Ripped her jacket, so she falls. Takes the jacket. She's fine. Look, she's fine. Takes the jacket off, goes running off. There you go. He's coming down the stairs gingerly, but steady. All the man is there. Oh, hey. Right, where's she going now? Oh, she's going to hit him with a big bit of wood. Look, boink, and then he falls down. Right, she's running to her van. Remember the siphoned the petrol earlier on. Were you taking notes? He is human, but more than human. He's more Jason now than man, twisted and evil. Anyway, she goes running to her van. A van, by the way, it's here in the... I've seen it somewhere, what sort of van it is. I have no idea. I've seen it somewhere. Where have I seen it? Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum. God, I've seen it here somewhere where it says what sort of van it is. There we go. It's a 1979 Dodge Tradesman. And Rick's car is a 1963 Volkswagen Beetle. 1963. For Wingrace, at the scene of the story, you can clearly see copies of Ghosts, number 112, May 1982, and a couple of issues of the Master of Kung Fu series, featuring Fu Manchu's son, Shang-Chi. I were right. Published by Marvel. It says here, besides Chris, Abel is the only other main character, I wouldn't say Abel were a main character, to survive this film, unless he was killed by Jason off camera. We don't know, he was the crazy one. He was the harbinger, wasn't he, what Abel. Justin says, no, you're not a bad person. I'm just a detailed person. Love that van. Is it a shaggin' wagon? It's a shaggin' wagon. Hey. Anyway, right, so she's heading for the, it says there, Dodge Ram. Whatever. And it does start, and she heads out, nearly runs him over, but she gets to remember the rickety bridge, and just as she gets on the rickety bridge, it runs out of petrol, gas, whatever you want to call it. And it won't start, so here he comes, he's going to try and get her. But luckily she's got a reserve. This just flicks a switch, and then the van starts up again, but it's got stuck on the rickety bridge in a minute. Hang on. There we go. You can see its wheel. Look. Oh, you can't see for me. Hang on. See, my microphone had gone off as well. Why do StreamYards do this? It turns off my camera, it turns off my bloody microphone. Unbelievable. It's dead thick. Anyway, yes, I wasn't muted. Wingrace says I'm mute. I wasn't muted. Anyway, it just says dual tank. Come on, Chris. No, your van. I'm not muted now, am I? Because I've turned the microphone back on. Where were we? Right, so it's going to come and get her. He grabs hold of her. She winds the window up, traps him, and gets out. And he comes chasing after her. She goes back to the barn. There we go. Blocks it. He soon gets through that. he secures the barn much more efficiently. Am I still muted? Why am I still muted? I shouldn't be. Hang on, let me check. Make sure again. Audio. No, should be okay. Should be okay. Oh, I'm good now. Right. Okie dokie. StreamYards. The amount of money that we pay StreamYards, you know, all the people that use it, it should be the best and most amazing service that never goes wrong. It's bloody hopeless. And it's not cheap either. Anyway. Where were we? Jason is in the barn, right. He's looking for her, but she's hidden away. Now, I'm not quite sure how she got up here. Did she jump? I don't know. We're going to see her in a minute. There she is. She's Wonder Woman. She'll just leap up onto there. So she run upstairs. If she ran upstairs, climb the ladders to get up into this area with the hay, why has she shuffled her way out onto this beam? Why did she just hide amongst the hay bales? I don't know, because all he has to do is look up. But he don't get a chance because she falls on him in a minute. When he's done rooting about. There, she's falling off. There, she's going to fall on him now. There we go. Boink. She falls on him. So he's going to chase her now. Nearly gets her. There we go. Nearly gets her with the there we go. The machete. But she runs, goes up the ladder, uses the hay bale, Chekhov's hay bale, to block the whatever the chute, where the ladder is. And she hides behind some other hay bales. He comes up and she whacks him with the hammer and then ties him up. He's semi-conscious now. She ties him up to the pulley and ropes and stuff. Jason looking in the toy chest. Come on, Jason. She ties him up and there we go. Chucks him over and hangs him. By the way, reason I've got that, by the way, I forgot to mention earlier on. I usually have the thumbnail on the telly behind me, but my telly were playing silly buggers earlier on, and it won't let me display the thumbnail for some reason. I don't know why. So I went on YouTube and found a Friday the 13th ambience thing. So that's what we're looking at there. I've just paused it. Anyway, so there he is dangling. But, you know, even though it's by his neck, he's fine, because we know Jason has amazing regenerative abilities, because she's going to go check on him. Never go check on him. Just run for your life. But no, she's standing there looking. I think she asks who he is, but there we go. He comes back. Oh, what happened then? There we go. He comes back to life, and I think she says something like, I think she asks him who he is, or whatever. But he decides to show her his face. Remember, she saw him at some point in the past. You can't be alive. There we go. Just it pulls and then as though to say, yes, it's me, you. She says. He's not saying that. She's saying that. And then he just puts his mask back down. And oh, aye, here comes Ali now. You know, happy Friday the 13th, MFer. Here he goes. There's Jason around. Jason just chops his arm off, or his hand. Little side trivia: Jason actor drank tiger's milk in between takes. Excuse me, because of the makeup from the documentary. His name is Jason. Oh right. Drank tiger's milk. Is that a brand, or do you mean actual tiger's milk? I bet that's expensive. I don't know. Or is it a thing? I don't know. Is Tiger's Milk a brand? I don't know. Anyway, I think I've seen that his name is Jason. But it might not have done. I don't know, I can't remember. Anyway, poor Ali's got his hand chopped off. And now he's going to get... He basically, I don't know. I'm guessing Jason just chops him up into tiny pieces because we don't see. He apparently lost weight because of the stunts and heat. I wouldn't be surprised. We could just hear him basically chopping up poor Ali. Here he is. We don't see it, thank goodness. Chopping up poor Ali. Anyway, she sees a nice shiny axe there that's not being used. And she's going to get Jason now and stick an axe in his head, squishing. There we go. Gets him in the head, and that's where the famous thing comes from, isn't it? The notch out of his mask that we see for a few films, don't we? Because he's had an axe to the head, but he's not quite dead. And she's like, no, in 3D. And then he just falls down, and she goes, oh, hang on, where are we? There we go. A bit more 3D for your book. And then we have a dissolve, and she's safe now, when she goes and gets into this boat, because she thinks she's the one from the first film. I think she's going to get into this boat. There you go. Yes, she is. And she falls asleep, and then we're going to get the shock ending in a minute. She sees somebody in the house in a minute. A tree stump scares her. Or is it? Hang on. Oh no, I'm thinking of another bit. No, there were a deleted scene, wasn't there? I don't think she sees anybody in the house, does she? Let's have a look. Oh, she wakes up. No, there were a deleted scene, one that she saw somebody in the house and she thought it was Vic. And she goes back to it or something. But Jason comes out, doesn't it? And chops her head off. Chops Chris's head off. But it's not that. She gets a fright from a log. And then we get the, in a minute. Oh, no, she does see him. Oh, right, fair enough. I see. I'm getting all mixed up now. Yeah, she sees Jason there in the house. Son's mask. Foretelling of part 6. Frank and Jason. Yes, pretty much. He can't be killed, can they? And there you go. She's paddling. But she gets stuck on a thing. But then out comes Jason. This was supposed to be the bit. I think the deleted scene where he chops off Chris's head. I think that was the Stan Winston Jason. I don't know who did this one. It still looks fine. She can't get away. She's trying to get away. Obviously, Jason's disappeared. But is he going to pop up again? Don't know. But no. Mrs. Pamela Voorhees, or supposed to be Pamela Voorhees, comes out of the water, drags Chris in. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I think they came up with this at the last minute. The producers wanted a different ending. They didn't want to see Chris get her head chopped off. They come up with something else. So they came up with Pamela Voorhees coming out of the water. You know, it's like an echo of the first one when we saw Jason coming out of the water. This is Pamela coming up, but she got her head chopped off. So obviously sewn it back on. There you go. She comes out and drags poor Chris down into the water. But remember, they're always not real, aren't they? So we have a dissolve or whatever, a Vaseline on the lens, dissolve, whatever, into the... Later on that morning, there was a deleted or partially shot scene of that dream where she lost her head. Yes, it was Stan's mask, says Justin. Anyway, so police have arrived, you know, another scene of murder and mayhem. There you go, she's the only one left alive. Chris is fine, she didn't really get dragged under the water. But she's not fine, she's gone mental. Do we ever see her again in the series? Is she ever mentioned? I don't think so, but anyway. There she's all like... she's all like that. So she'll be in some... She's probably in the next cell to Michael Myers or something. But they're dragging it. They're taking her away in the police car. She's like... But then we cut to the... they've just left him there. I'm presuming, you know, ambulances and the coroner. Maybe they're on their way. Good call by you. Or, I don't know. I forgot what I said. Anyway, Jason's just been left there, and obviously he's gonna get up in it, but we don't see it. I thought we were gonna see him move, but we don't. We just see he's just laid there. I can't remember how part 4 starts. Anyway, never mind. We just dissolve to the lake. And then nothing happens apart from just some bubbles come out of the water. Is that Pamela Voorhees farting under the water? I don't know, because it just fades out. There we go. And that the film ends. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Does it? I don't know. Does it? I don't know. There we go. Be quiet, innit? Anyway, never mind. I still have a print of that scene. What? Which one? The one. Hang on. Let's go back again. The lake or that? I don't know. Let me know. But I can't remember how 4 starts. I can't remember. Never mind. I will have to watch it. Or shall we watch it? I'll watch it now. Anyway. So anyway, that's the end of Friday the 13th Part 3. Justin's favourite. Oh, where he kills Chris. Part 4 starts at the cabin. Oh, I can't remember. Oh, excuse me. Where he kills Chris. Oh, the head chopping bit that were never used. So there we go. That's the end of Friday the 13th Part 3. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. I nearly pressed the wrong button then. A lot of fun. Justin's favourite. Not mine. Part 8's my favourite. I know Part 8's rubbish. And for a lot of people it's the worst one. But it's my favourite. I love Part 8. And it's the one I did first on Friday Night Apart with Fear. I couldn't wait for a Friday the 13th to do it. But anyway, so there we go. So that's the end of that film. But obviously Jason will return. Did they say that at the end? I didn't go all the way to the end, did I? But anyway, never mind. Yep. So there we go. So yeah, go and watch it. I'm sure they're on Amazon and stuff like that, aren't they? Or Paramount Plus or whatever. They'll be on there, won't they? Yes, Justy says great movie. It's his favourite. It is good. There's some good kills in it. Could have been a bit more gory. I know they took they edited out some of the gore, didn't they? It does say it in here somewhere. Yes, here we go. Several deaths in the film had to be cut to avoid an X rating from the MPAA, which include the following. Excuse me. Andy's death, which Andy that were him doing walking on his hands, wasn't it? Which showed his leg being cut off and his stomach being ripped open. That's more like it. We just got a bit of a blood splatter, and that was it, wasn't it? It's a bit poo. Vera's death for too much gore and looking too real. So I'm guessing she had blood coming out of her eye and all that stuff. Edna's death was cut because of excessive blood flow. Oh. I mean, she had a blooming knitting needle shoved through her head. What do you expect? Chili's impalement was cut because of a shot showing streaming blood hitting the floor. Poor Debbie's death scene was also trimmed, which originally showed blood running down her chest and splattering on her face. How did that happen? I mean, she wasn't upside down, was she? Anyway, so there we go. 2 alternate endings were shot, one as Chris doing the same thing to kill Jason, except Ali barely survives. He dies in the theatrical ending. Both of them escape, with Jason walking away, or the viewer assumes so, because when the police arrive, his body is not there. The other ending has Chris kill Jason, then go out in the canoe and fall asleep. In her dream, Jason decapitates her with a machete. So there we go. Anyway, body count 12, 13, counting Debbie's unborn child. There we go. In Avengers Doomsday. Thanks, Steve. 8 is rubbish, but I like it also. It is rubbish, but I love it. It's great rubbish. I love Part 8. I love Part 8. Where we learn that Crystal Lake is connected to the sea. Apparently. But anyway. Right, so we'll leave it there. We're all done and dusted. So, what's coming up next? On Monday, this week, for Magnificent Mondays, we're doing Jaws, because it's the 50th anniversary this week. Next Friday, actually, is the anniversary. And we're going to do this for a Friday Night Apart with Fear, because a lot of people class Jaws as a horror film, don't they? And I'm going to do it as a Friday Night Apart with Fear. But I wanted to do House. I wanted to do House in memory of George Wendt, who passed away a couple of weeks ago, didn't he? And I thought, I can't leave it any longer, so we're doing House, and we'll do George on the Monday for Magnificent Mondays. So that's what's coming up next week, and then I think the week after, I think the week after for, not Magnificent Mondays, but Friday Night Point with Fear, I think we'll do Shadow of the Vampire. I haven't seen this for a while. I've got it on DVD with John Malkovich and Willem Dafoe about the making of Nosferatu and how Max Schreck were actually a vampire. It's got Eddie Izzard in it as well. So that should be fun. Right, so we'll leave it there. So thanks, Justin, for the super chat, the super sticker, and also for being a member. Same for Win Grace. And Quest popped in earlier on. I think he's buggered off now, but he popped in earlier on. I don't think we had anybody else, did we? I don't think so. So thanks for keeping me company while I waffle on about Friday the 13th Part 3. But we'll leave it there. So thanks for watching, wherever you are. Don't have nightmares. I'm sure I've forgotten something. I'm sure I'm gonna say something of vital importance to do with the film. I should take notes, shouldn't I? I should take notes, but I don't, because I'm an idiot. Anyway, so thanks for watching, wherever you are. Don't have nightmares. Look after each other, and until next time, I'll say the